Hi, I'm Pejman, a postdoctoral researcher in the Center for Immersive Experiences at Pennsylvania State University. I would like to first thank the organizers for making it possible for us to attend the conference virtually and present our work. In the research I'm presenting today, we explore the effect of XR devices on the experiences of users in the context of human-agent interaction. We report on the design and heuristic evaluation of an embodied conversational agent integrated in either a virtual or a mixed reality environment. Over the past years, we have witnessed the growing interest in the use of embodied conversational agents, or in short ECAs, in simulations and games for educational purposes. ECAs can imitate the behavior of a real person by using verbal, non- and paraverbal behavioral cues and afford the simulation of a genuine social interaction with learners. Interaction with ECAs evoke different social responses and experiences in users, paramount for the successful realization of learning objectives. These, for example, include presence, social presence, engagement, and immersion. A variety of factors can affect these experiences, including the content of interaction, personification fidelity, quality of the model, agency, and more. One of the least explored factors, however, and particularly in XR, is the type of the XR device. So far, it has not been investigated whether mixing elements of reality and virtuality, known as mixed reality or MR, in human-ECA interaction would have an effect on the user's overall and social experiences compared to an entirely virtual experience known as VR. MR affords users to perceive the ECA in an authentic environment and interact with objects that are both geometrically and photometrically registered in their physical space. These characteristics can foster immersion and engagement to a high extent and potentially aid in a more effective and efficient transfer of gained knowledge or skills to real-world situations. To explore the effect of the device, we placed an ECA named Linda in both MR and VR. The ECA is equipped with gestures, facial expressions, eye gazing, blinking, lip syncing, and speech synthesis to simulate the behavior of a real person. Furthermore, the primary mode of interaction with the ECA is through natural voice using Microsoft Speech API. At every interaction instance, multiple conversation options are provided to the user to choose from. The user can read out the content of the option they want to say to Linda, and in return she responds verbally, combined with facial expressions and gestures simulating different emotions. Two different interaction scenarios are devised for this study, where in both the user assumes the role of a student journalist, sitting across a virtual table from Linda and interviewing her. Throughout the course of interaction, Linda refers to different objects placed in the environment. In the MR condition, she provides the spatial cues to guide the user's attention to physical objects by telling them to turn their head to a direction and look at that object while doing it herself as well. Same is done in the VR condition, with the difference that the referenced objects in the scene are all virtual. The VR environment is perceived through an HTC Vive Pro. For the MR environment, a Z Mini camera was augmented on top of the Vive Pro that turns the VR headset into an MR headset. We chose the Z Mini camera because of its higher field of view, or FOV, which is 90 by 60 degrees compared to other MR headsets that do not go beyond 40 degrees. FOV can play a determining role in both the experiences of users as well as the usability of the system. As reported in the literature, people prefer the ECA to be of a size that can be seen in its entirety within their field of view. We performed the heuristic evaluation of both versions with 4 domain experts, all of whom are active developers and researchers in XR at their university. For each condition, the experts were first given a test run. Afterwards, they went through that condition, either VR or MR, and interacted with Linda using one of the conversation scenarios. Upon completion, they were prompted to evaluate the system based on a selection of heuristics that measure the quality of our system in terms of the used device in light of display quality and responses to head movements, the agent in terms of naturalness of expressions and realism of behavior, and the interaction in terms of turn-taking, interaction modality, and the overall sense of presence. When completed, the experts were asked to go through the remaining condition using a different conversation scenario and evaluate it using the same set of heuristics. We asked our experts to point out issues related to each heuristic and rate each version of the system from 1 to 5 with respect to that heuristic. At the end, we also explicitly asked the experts which version evoked a higher sense of presence and social presence in them. The experts had to choose between either VR or MR and explain their answer. The results showed that in general, VR seems to elicit a better experience from users compared to MR. Most of the shortcomings of the MR conditions stem from hardware limitations in terms of FOV, resolution, and frame rate, which seem to have introduced a negative effect on users' immersion. Although we used an MR camera with the highest FOV available, enabling users to see the ECA almost in its entirety, we see that even a 90 by 60 degrees FOV is still not ideal for interaction with an ECA in MR. With respect to low resolution and frame rate compared to VR headsets, we saw that these limitations become more perceptible especially when the interaction requires the user to actively look around and pay attention to both virtual and physical objects in the environment. The experts have unanimously reported to be feeling a higher level of presence in VR than MR. With respect to social presence, however, we see a division of opinion. Two of the experts preferred VR since the environment matches the ECA, and they can suspend the disbelief to a point that they think they're transported to another place or are interacting with a social entity. However, one expert who preferred MR reported that the ECA felt more like a real person, while in VR she looked more like an NPC. Another expert who preferred MR points to the functionality of the system that enables the ECA to talk about and look at physical objects in the scene as a contributing factor to them feeling a higher sense of social presence. The results of a preliminary expert evaluation show that VR may elicit a better experience in users compared to MR in light of immersion and presence. Notwithstanding, we have seen that MR shows merits in eliciting a potentially better feeling of social presence. As such, we conclude that the type of device might have an effect on the general and interpersonal experiences of users in human-ECA interaction contexts. In light of this, we consider our results as motivation to further explore the effect of device in this context. We plan to compare a wider variety of VR and MR devices with different system specifications and also explore the effect of device on learning as part of the future direction of this research.